Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, get good news from one of his teammates. And also, Andrew Berry is out there doing it again. He's out there building Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns a brand new offensive line. We getting ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor, you got to do me a solid. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hype this video, share this video, join the membership. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
The Cleveland Browns starting quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, he got some good news from one of his teammates at that wide receiver position. His name is MALACHI CORLEY. CORLEY was on the team with Shedeur last year, and he was on a podcast telling this guy what his offseason will be consist of. And he came out the gate. I can't wait. I can't wait in 2 weeks to get with Shedeur Sanders and start our workout program. Let's listen to this wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns talk about Shedeur Sanders and their plan on this offseason in 2 weeks. MALACHI CORLEY.
But I'm gonna get up with Shedeur this week coming up. Not this week coming up, but 2 weeks from now, and I'll be throwing in Cleveland with him, and hopefully a couple times this offseason get up with Shedeur and throw the ball around and everything.
How's the offseason going?
The offseason is going great. Took a lot of time to myself, just to, reinvigorate and re-energize myself, considering, it's a long season from training camp all the way through the season. And just being able to be around my friends and my family and have the opportunity to see everyone, to be back home and just, feeling fresh and re-energized. And I've been getting back to the work for about 2.5 weeks. And that's going good so far, getting faster, getting stronger, and just working on my game. Yeah, and just trying to take it step by step, because usually in the offseason I feel like I go a little bit too fast, and I'm damn near ready for camp in April, and it's a long journey.
So, what are you really trying to focus on coming in from last season to this season? Is there one thing that you're really trying to improve?
Definitely, specifically my release package. I want to just be able to be known as be able to be a Z receiver, be able to play X if needed, and just take that label of me just being a slot receiver away.
What adjustment was it from college to the NFL?
The biggest adjustment was just the consistency level. Staying up with the maintenance of your body, understanding what's required of you. At this point, it's literally your job to play football and be prepared for whatever it takes for that day. So just focusing and locking in the meeting room, which is already something that I've already taken really serious since even just being back in high school. But just the consistency portion, showing up and being the same guy.
That's one of the receivers of the Cleveland Browns, MALACHI CORLEY, talking about Shedeur Sanders, and he can't wait to get with him this offseason to start a workout before spring training started in April. Once again, one of the wide receivers is finna head to Texas to get with Shedeur Sanders. Now, when you look at the Cleveland Browns wide receiver room, Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond and the rest of the gang, you got the tight end Harold Fanning. Will they join Shedeur this offseason? Because they know Shedeur going to be that QB1 out the gate. Now, it's going to be up to Shedeur to keep that spot. But out the gate, they know Shedeur is the man. Look, you got Myles Garrett out there throwing up the wrist. He throwing up the wrist also. So we know what time it is. I don't worry about what ESPN, what the other Cleveland media is talking about, trying to throw this quarterback in. Man, they got Anthony Richardson now. They got, you even heard Justin Fields. He got released from the New York Jets. They got him in the conversation that the Browns might want to bring him in to compete with Shedeur Sanders. Man, Shedeur ain't dodging no smoke. Bring in anybody you want to. Yeah, I heard Carson Beck say he would love to play with his former coach, Todd Monken. I heard Ty Simpson during the NFL Combine said, hey, Todd Monken said, my dad got a close relationship. That's cool. Yeah, bring it on. Draft him. But you're going to be sitting on the bench. This is Shedeur Sanders' team, and don't let nobody twist it. This is Shedeur Sanders' team. Andrew Berry already know the plan. Todd Monken's got the job because Andrew Berry and the owner want to know what could Todd Monken do to make Shedeur Sanders a better quarterback. And you're seeing it right now. Yeah, you're seeing it right now. And these wide receivers know that. That's why they're getting ready to go to Texas, out there at Coach Prime Ranch, to work out with Shedeur Sanders. Oh yeah, I can't wait. It's finna heat up, y'all. It's finna heat up. Now, Andrew Berry, the general manager, is doing some terrific things. All of a sudden, out the blue, today, early this morning, Andrew Berry made a trade to the Houston, Texas, for their right tackle. He didn't wait until they cut him. He didn't even wait till free agent start next week. Andrew Berry said, hey, I got a 5th round pick. You ain't got to cut it. Let me have it. Traded 5th round draft pick, and now we got Tyus Howard from the Houston, Texas, finna be our starting right guard right now. And an article that I ran across from Yahoo Sports said these words right here. The Cleveland Browns enter 2026 offseason with 2 major areas of need, which is the wide receiver and every position along the line of scrimmage. While the wide receiver spot is the more flashy need, the Browns desperately need to improve their offensive line. That's what Andrew Berry did in his first move this offseason early this morning. Sources, the Texans and the Browns have agreed to terms on a trade to send starting right tackle Tyus Howard to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a 5th round draft pick. This is a big deal for the Cleveland Browns as they are finally beginning a long process to overhaul that offensive line, because you got to remember, last year the offensive line wasn't that very good. It dealt with plenty injuries. With the entire offensive line set to leave in free agent, the Browns need major work done on that group. Howard is the first move of Andrew Berry this offseason. Once again, I'm telling you, Andrew Berry is finna build this offensive line. He finna get a better offensive line, and Shedeur and this running game gonna take off. They're gonna take off. See, Andrew Berry ain't talking to Cleveland media. They didn't even know this was coming. If the Cleveland media knew this was coming, they would have linked this out there. They would have leaked this out there soon. They still talking about the quarterback. Andrew Berry ain't standing there. They worried about who gonna try to come in and compete with Shedeur Sanders. They don't want Shedeur to be the starting quarterback. They want to bring Shedeur's name up just for the impressions and clickbait. That's it. Cleveland don't have nothing else to talk about other than Shedeur Sanders. The Cleveland Browns football team and the Cleveland media especially don't have anything to talk about. And if they do, they got to mention Shedeur Sanders' name. He moved the needle for Cleveland. And he ain't going to be the starting quarterback? Man, get out of here. You can put any quarterback up against Shedeur in the media all you want. Andrew Berry know the right thing to do. He know what time it is. Last year, Andrew Berry didn't tell nobody. He moved in silence. He don't tell nobody his plans. So when you hear Mary Kay, when you hear Tony Grosset, when you hear Anthony Lehman, when you hear Bull, when you hear all the people on these talk shows talk about the Cleveland Browns and their expectations, they lying. Couldn't nobody tell you that last year they were going to trade out of that second pick when they could have had Travis Hunter and moved down. It shocked them. And this move right here shocked them. Shocked them. They talking about quarterback. Andrew Berry said, man, I got a quarterback. I'm finna build this offensive line. I'm finna build this offensive line. And he started it already. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, only thing I'm trying to tell you, Andrew Berry moved in silence. And he finna fix this offensive line doing free agents and that draft. He gonna get some wide receivers, at least one or maybe two. But he gonna fix this offensive line. You watch and see. Once again, you watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor, do me a solid. hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. I'm going live with a live show tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Come on back and rock with your boy. I'm telling you, we're going to have a good time tonight. Once again, hey, you already know, Shedeur Sanders get good news from one of his teammates, wide receiver, will be joining him to start their off-season workout program in 2 weeks. Sports Talk will be watched. Until later on, peace.